Wow, is all I gotta say. So, hey, to get this started off, and so this is just gonna be like a more simple kind of movie review this time. So I just got back from Captain Marvel. It's going to be spoiler free, so by all means, if you want to know how everything that happens in this, given how it's going to be quite vital to the plot of Avengers Endgame, go see it. Since given how, despite some unpleasantness that I'm not going to be mentioning here, it still managed to get relatively positively critical reviews and make over $61 million so far, making another easy $100 million opening, aim plus for Marvel, and keep up my streak of not seeing a single entry from the studio I've disliked so far. And so the film, which is which is what they're trying to get me for some time, is largely influenced by the Kree Skrull storyline from the comic, which I managed to quickly check so many Wikipedia and Marvel wiki, as well as read the issues that contain that arc into the quickly before I went to go see this, and follows the because in the comic there's like a title than one individual, and it follows like Carol Danvers, played by Brie Larson, and as well as she tries to rediscover who she is, as well as master her powers from training with the Kree. He, as the Skrulls, led by a shapeshifter known as Talos, played by Ben Mendelsohn, and in some makeup, which is definitely much better Namekian makeup than the actual one. And also crossing paths with younger versions of Nick Fury and Phil Coulson, played by digitally de-aged version Samuel L. Jackson and Clark Gregg. And I gotta say, this one is definitely a good breather in between, much like Ant-Man and the Wasp was between Avengers Endgame as Phase 3 is winding down, and also the Fox merger is, as it's recording, basically finalized, which means open up all kinds of doors are gonna be opening up. So I really don't know about any contingencies about this, but it's all good since it definitely they really managed to dip every bit of kind of stuff with the soundtrack to a lot of the setting, like when she crash lands in 1995 Los Angeles. I must say that chase he's seen on the LA subway makes you want to play San Andreas again sometime. And given how Samuel Jackson involved in both, and the Blockbuster video store, as well as the Radio Shack, she gets to know contact her comrades. I've had a feeling I was gonna like this movie early on when I saw her phone freaking with a Game Boy, the original Gray Brick. It's basically like that like an early form of hacking is what I can say. Her fiddling with a payphone against all these Smashing Pumpkins posters. Since it just stops short of like say Gwen Stefani and Luke Perry versus Soul rollerblading together for that kind of nostalgia. I definitely would fit right in with a lot of other ones I was raised on. Those days like Batman Forever and the Power Rangers movie. And gave him one of my Ash hats, my Green Ranger shirt, and my Goku jacket, which seemed in the mileage. Since I got it, I definitely submit this match makes a much better live action Dragon Ball from the actual one, and once I have my repairs done and upgrades, I'll have some choice words for that. Count on that. And on that note, in addition to, well, female presence in the MCU has never really been lacking, given how it's been there ever since the beginning in some ways. This is the first one to have one lead role. There's also a Black Widow movie in development. Even though it's not going to be one of the R-rated ones they're going to experiment with, supposedly, a hard PG-13 definitely is feasible. And I'm even eager to see more, to be honest. I mean, sure, it may not be the same kind of stuff that was going on with the Infinity War or the or even Black Panther last year, but it's fun, and also not just with the cast but also the crew definitely has a lot of ones that are also recognizable, like saying given how with Nicole Perlman, who co-wrote the first Guardians of the Galaxy, as well as the Detective Pikachu movie, helping with the script, giving very cosmic how delightfully bonkers the finale is, where she's fighting and everyone to no doubt. How like just throwing around centipede arcade cabinets, Space Marine pinball machines, and a Bond's lunchbox. Since this is and also the composer, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but she has been working quite extensively, even if she's not the most recognizable one. Like, the score fit pretty well, hell, and given how she previously worked on the Krypton show on Sci-Fi, so glad to get a second season, I'm getting ahead of myself, so, I have to say that tonally, it's definitely kind of one of the more lighthearted entries in the series. There are some dark moments, I also kind of like how they handled her story kind of long and nearly and how it's developed since reminded me kind of a lot of Pulp Fiction, another 90s gem that's celebrating its 25th anniversary this year. I definitely, given how when we the first time I referenced that in a Marvel context with Jackson involved, and much like how, and given between, in addition to how Mendelsohn previously played Krennic in Rogue One, as well as Daggett in The Dark Knight Rises, I guess we can add him to the list of actors in both DC and Marvel productions as well, So, and I'm also going to be keeping the trailer talk brief after this. The effects are top notch. Some of which are deliberately homaging again. A lot of blockbusters had that days like Batman Forever and the Power Rangers movie, like the whole like $152 million, especially given how delightfully campy their super suits look. And also how the shapeshifters and the scrolls definitely caught in mind how seeing the T-1000 for the first time, and I think I have a lot of the same kind of reaction I did when I saw the original Star Wars for the first time. Since it doesn't have to be. Not everything has to be a totally complex kind of film, but I have to say it's joined the list of my favorite single hero films of Phase 3. Anyway, just they have just like one hero being the focal point of the movie. And I'm trying not to compare too much to other ones like this other one they were trying to challenge. There'll be another time for that. Since, guys, if I didn't get mad over the past 11 years, why would I do that with this one, And since, and I definitely can say that between this as well as this definitely has a lot of doorways open, like more handle the cosmic side of the franchise, as well as potentially ways to introduce those other parts of the verse once I could definitely see them handling the X-Men on these lines, given how I watched that show quite a bit when I was younger, but I had to say again, while it does tread familiar waters, admittedly, it does make effective use of it as their single hero origin stories go, so I give this movie like a strong 3.5 stars out of 4, or and just gonna be doing brief with the trailer talk, so Avengers Endgame, obviously, even more excited for this now. Dark Phoenix, even with the news I've heard about trouble production behind that film, I'm still probably going, and I did finally reach a decision on the X-Men movie marathon. I'm still gonna do it. I will have to address the, shall we say, unpleasantness behind some of the creative forces, but not right away. There'll be a time for that to happen. And And also trying to keep, okay, so Frozen 2 looks interesting. I mean, a totally different perspective from the first one, given how, as an animation enthusiast, I definitely liked what it did with the setting as well as the characterization. I'm not that familiar with the original Snow Queen story, I mean, but given how big it was in Japan, given how the characters were featured in Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm hoping that, I think given how much money the first one made already, be another big hit for Disney. I mean, I'm definitely interested in seeing what they'll do with the villains, given how the ones that were just part of a much bigger echelon, so, oh, there's that. Dumbo has potential, I mean, probably be some emotional moments, and with Burden at the helm, much like his other adaptations did, whether it's for Disney or not, it's probably going to be the one that's like stuff of dreams, but stuff of nightmares as well. I mean, I think the pink influence on Parade sequence says I've conjured one of the reasons why I don't drink, but I can still have all the Mountain Dew I want, you know, like I do with this film. And also, okay, trying to remember what else. And also, Shazam, the other Captain Marvel before the name change. Definitely could be a lot of fun too. Like, early reactions basically, I totally called it. Like, it's basically like the Tom Hanks from Bigger for a superhero movie. I mean, delightfully embracing the golden age, silliness of it all, even with exactly even that super suit, man. And so you have to forgive me with my how fast my heart beating, because it is just like that. It's a super powered adrenaline rush, a hush of cosmic fun, man. So if you're looking for a good way to kill 128 minutes, this is your movie. I mean, I'm probably gonna be going again, and so I can check out the stairs I've been hearing about, just to make sure that they're not trying to tell a tall tale. So all I gotta say now is to the detractors, who's collectively, you can use this for the crone if you like. So I'll definitely have to see you again soon. Thank you, Stan.